Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden and today I'm going to be doing a video that I have seen on now ADHD Whiskey and the Bourbon Junkies channels both. And this is something that ADHD Whiskey has challenged every whiskey tuber who makes videos to make. And this was a while back, but I'm just getting to it now, so bear with me as I give you guys my last 5 bottles of whiskey that I'll ever drink. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the ADHD video, he basically has challenged whiskey tubers to pick out 5 bottles of whiskey that they can only have for the rest of their life. They can no longer have any of their bottles except for the 5 of their choosing, and I'm honestly excited about this. I had to stop and think about what I really was looking for in my whiskey drinking experience. That being said, I think I have a pretty solid list, and it's going to start with the first whiskey on our list, Larceny Barrel Proof Batch A122. Now, so this is Larceny Barrel Proof A122, which I have recently done a review on, and if you haven't watched it, click on the link in the corner, and please go watch it. But this is a great bourbon. It's fantastic. It's a wheated bourbon at cask strength from the Heaven Hill Distillery. It's full-bodied, full of flavor, very sweet and delicious, and honestly, it's something that I just don't drink very often because it's harder to find the Larceny Barrel Proofs than it is to find ECBPs, and quite frankly, I tend to like them a little bit better. So, oh, that's good. So that's why this one's making my list. The general rule I think that people have kind of agreed on is that these bottles are self-filling. So obviously if you drank it all, it would fill back up because you only have 5 for the rest of your life. However, I'm also kind of placing this as if my apartment started on fire and I could only carry out 5 whiskeys, which 5 am I going to carry out with me? This one is the first one I'm grabbing. Now, the second bottle on my list is something a little bit more unique and a little bit more expensive and something a little bit harder to find. And I know what's harder to find than Larceny Barrel Proof nowadays. Well, the answer to that would be Bardstown Discovery Series 6. Bardstown Discovery 6 was my favorite of my 2 Discovery Series bottles, and quite frankly, it is amazing. There's so much going on, lots of different flavors. I like how it's a nice blended mash bill, bringing different flavors from different kinds of whiskey, lots of age on it, and very, very full-bodied experience. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorites, I think, in my top 3 whiskeys on the shelf, or top 3 whiskeys maybe that I've ever tasted. So that being said, this one is definitely on the list. Second bottle I'm grabbing on the way out the door during a fire. So numbers 1 and 2 on this list are 2 generally high-proof, full-bodied experiences when it comes to the world of whiskey. However, I decided that I'm going to need a whiskey that I can pull out and drink on a hot summer day, or even just to drink and not think about. And while I know you guys are probably expecting me to pull out Brothers Bond Bourbon, I decided to switch it up a little bit because that is not the only lower proof whiskey that I like to enjoy, and that is Eagle Rare. Now, if you guys haven't had Eagle Rare, I feel bad for you. You don't know what you're missing. It's just great value in whiskey, or at least it used to be. Its MSRP is around $32 per bottle, and this is a 10-year-old age-stated bourbon, and it's quite frankly delicious. It is 90 proof and quite crushable, very sweet with lots of that darker notes like tobacco and oak, also carrying a lot of a very processed grape note, which I actually enjoy a lot, like grape soda. So Eagle Rare definitely makes the list. It makes the cut because I don't think I want to go without drinking this bottle ever again. So that being said, Eagle Rare is definitely on the list. Now, number 4 on this list is kind of a slightly different category when it comes to whiskey, and I know this is really whiskeys, but I'm considering this to be the entire shelf, and what is on that shelf that means quite a bit to me is this Sazerac de Forge Cognac. Now, for those of you who don't know, me and my fiance just took a trip to New Orleans, and we visited the Sazerac house in New Orleans and picked up this bottle of Sazerac de Forge Cognac. We tried it together, and we both really enjoyed it a lot. It's got plenty of potential and plenty of full-bodied experience and flavors, lots of things going on in it, and it's very easy to drink. However, I know this isn't a whiskey because it is just cognac, but it is very sentimental and very interesting, and it is still brown water, so we can really call it the same thing. That being said, number 4 on the list is Sazerac de Forge Cognac. I would hate to see this burn up in the building after I left, and I would hate to never have it again, or even just have the bottle, because I mean, it's a beautiful bottle and it has a lot of emotional ties to it. So that being said, number 4, Sazerac Forge. And last but certainly not least on our video today, we have the last bottle that I'm grabbing on my way out the door, and that is New Riff Malted Rye. Now, this New Riff Malted Rye is a 6-year-old bottled and bond rye, and it's 100% malted rye. This is just something that I fell in love with as soon as I drank it. It's full-bodied like all of these. I think I've said that probably 50 times in this video, but one thing that's very, very important to me is that everything kind of has a lot of flavor, and it's not just bland on the palate. Nobody likes a whiskey that they pour down their throat and it just tastes like nothing, and that's kind of why I'm loving this, because it's just has so much to offer. It's 100 proof, bottled and bond. It is super kind of funky and has a lot of those nice rye qualities. I needed to get some variety, and for the days that I don't feel like drinking a sweeter bourbon all the time, I can have this rye and it'll kind of provide something different. A little bit of those tea notes, a little bit of that malt that you could get in a scotch maybe, a Highland scotch. So one thing that I like about this is that I don't need to have a scotch on this list in order to get that kind of malty flavor that I really enjoy. So that being said, that's the last bottle on this list, and these are the 5 bottles that I will have when I'm running out of my burning building. These are the bottles that I could drink for the rest of my life and be satisfied, and I hope you guys enjoy these kind of bottles too. Definitely leave your list in the comments. Let me know what you're going to be grabbing if your house is burning down, and what you're going to be drinking for the rest of your life. Your last 5 bottles that you could have. That being said, this is the end of the video. If you guys liked it, please hit the like button. It helps me out so much. And please leave a comment in the comment section like I said. So go ahead, throw your list in there, and I would love to see what you guys are picking. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next class.